Good evening, I'm Jessica Dean.
And I'm Yuki Washington. Greg Argos is outside the DA's office in Center City right now with more on the deal that has some outrage. Greg?
And Yuki, that decision has certain members of Sergeant Wilson's family, like you mentioned, outraged. Those include his sister, his grandmother. District Attorney Larry Krasner says he decided to offer this plea in order to prevent a trial and possibly years of appeals.
What's up, gang, and welcome back to another episode of 99 Flames. Today, we're going to be staying right here to talk about Robert Wilson. Robert Wilson was a sergeant, and he was a police officer here in the 22nd District in Philadelphia. He was getting his son the game, doing regular patrol and a lot up there in 22nd Street in Philadelphia. He wound up going to GameStop and got murdered. So we're going to get into the story. In the meantime, like, comment, and subscribe. Police officer Robert Wilson was shot and killed when he and his partner interrupted a robbery at a video game store at 2101 West Lehigh Avenue at approximately 4:45 p.m. The officers were conducting a security check of the business in a strip mall and had parked in front of the store. Officer Wilson went into the store to conduct the security check and to buy a video game for one of his sons as a birthday gift. While he was inside, two brothers entered the store and announced a robbery, not noticing Officer Wilson's presence or the patrol car parked outside. Officer Wilson immediately announced himself. He exchanged shots and the two brothers as he drew fire away from the customers and employees. He was struck 3 times during the shootout, in which more than 50 shots were fired. The two men exited the store where they engaged in a shootout with Officer Wilson's partner and had remained in the patrol car. One of the subjects was wounded during the second shootout. Both men were arrested and charged with Officer Wilson's murder. One of the brothers was on parole for the robbery at the time, and both had extensive criminal histories. Both men were sentenced to life in prison in June of 2018. Man, I remember this joint like it was yesterday. I remember this like it was yesterday. I was still a young boy myself, but I do remember when this happened, and I do remember Officer Wilson patrolling our neighborhood. Pretty cool fallback guy from what I know. We're gonna get into these news clips and see what we know.
During this violent encounter, Officer Wilson was shot multiple times in the body and once in the head. That is the shot that ultimately killed him. The two suspects attempted to leave the store, however, was confronted by Officer Wilson's partner, Officer Stevenson. During this second gun battle, his partner, Officer Stevenson, engaged gunshots with suspect Carlton Hipps, who was shot 1 time in the leg. Ramon Williams and Carlton Hipps have both been arrested and charged with the murder of Officer Wilson and attempted murder of Officer Stevenson, robbery, and related offenses.
Well, I've been around a long time. We got some very violent, vicious people out here. That part doesn't surprise me. But when you look at the actions of the officer, I think he redefined what a hero is all about. He's moving back and forth, firing at both suspects that were both firing at him. He was taking rounds. He was actually being hit during the exchange of gunfire, but he continued to fight, continued to shoot until the fatal wound was fired and it brought him down.
These officers put their life on the line every day for us so that we can have a safe neighborhood, so kids can go out and play. For this to happen is such a tragedy.
We begin with breaking news this noon. New developments in the deadly shooting of Philadelphia police officer Robert Wilson, gunned down during a robbery attempt. Hello, everyone. I'm Yuki Washington along with Erica Bontia. Let's get right to Eyewitness News reporter Todd Quinones.
He is live at police headquarters where police just wrapped up a news conference detailing the heroic efforts of Officer Wilson. Todd, what have you learned?
Erica, we just learned that there were more than 50 shots fired during this gun battle with Officer Robert Wilson. 2 of those suspects were involved in that gun battle with the officer, and we've just been told that one of those suspects who was shot in the leg during that gun battle right now has Officer Wilson's handcuffs attached to him as he is secured right now to his hospital bed. Just a couple of minutes ago, police say that the brothers, 30-year-old Carlton Hipps and 26-year-old Ramon Ramon Williams have been arrested and now charged with killing the 22nd District Police Officer, Robert Wilson. Wilson was inside the GameStop video store buying a video game for his 8-year-old son when police say Hips and Williams walked into that store in order to rob it. The 8-year veteran then confronted the suspects and the gunfire erupted inside the store there at 22nd and Lehigh just before 5 o'clock yesterday evening. Police say Williams has confessed to the shooting and told investigators they never saw Officer Wilson's patrol car with his partner inside, parked just outside that video game store, and that the suspects thought that the store would, quote, be an easy target. Now, during a press conference here just moments ago, Police Commissioner Charles Ramsey said Officer Wilson was heroic in not only confronting the men, but also in the measures that he took to protect the lives of the employees and customers who were inside at the time.
He's moving back and forth, firing at both suspects that were both firing at him. He was taking rounds. He was actually being hit during the exchange of gunfire, but he continued to fight, continued to shoot until the fatal wound was fired and it brought him down. I've seen a lot of heroic actions on the part of police officers over the years. Very proud to be part of this profession. I've not seen any that rose above what I saw on that video.
And to sit here and just smack us in the face and basically smear what he stands for and stood for, it's a smack in the face.
Right now at 6 o'clock, shock and anger. The family of fallen Philadelphia police officer Robert Wilson says that after waiting years for justice, the DA's decision to not pursue the death penalty in this case is confirmation of their fears. Good evening, everyone. I'm Natasha Brown. Thank you so much for joining us. Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner is facing lots of backlash over his decision tonight. As Eyewitness News reporter Anita O tells us, Officer Wilson's family is outraged.
The death penalty for brothers Carlton Hips and Ramon Williams, both charged with the murder of a Philadelphia police officer, is now reportedly off the table, according to the victim's family.
It's a smack in the face. It's disrespectful and it's ignorant. Point blank.
The sister of slain officer Robert Wilson III says the district attorney's chief of homicide called at 3:58 Friday afternoon to inform her of a plea deal.
I was shaking. Like, I didn't even have a full chance to process it before he was off the phone.
Months ago, the Wilsons wanted Larry Krasner, the city's top prosecutor, to step aside in the case, fearing he would uphold his campaign pledge against the death penalty.
What do you mean give him a deal? They don't need no deal. He cold-blooded killer.
On a snowy March in 2015, the officers via to pick up a present for his young son. Surveillance video shows the two defendants entering the store and opening fire, hitting Wilson III, who later died at a hospital. His grandmother says they've been waiting for justice ever since.
They had the gun, they had the witnesses, they had the video, and they had the murderers. Wasn't nothing lacking. Now he gets in office, he want to investigate. Investigate what?
Last summer, a city judge approved the past prosecution's push to seek the death penalty, though there is currently a moratorium on capital punishment under Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf. Hips and Williams are due in court at 9 Monday morning for a hearing. The victim's family says the brothers have been offered life sentences plus 50 to 100 years in prison if they plead guilty and give up their appeal rights.
Honoring fallen police officer Sergeant Robert Wilson will be unveiled today at 29th and Ridge in Strawberry Mansion. Wilson, you may recall, was killed in the line of duty when he walked in on an attempted robbery at a North Philly GameStop in 2015. The mural dedication takes place today at 12:30.
The vandalism that is stoking shock and anger. A mural honoring slain Philadelphia Police Sergeant Robert Wilson III is defaced in West Philadelphia. Someone spray painted an acronym on the mural near 60th and Baltimore. The catchphrase is known to be insulting to police officers. Sergeant Wilson was killed when he interrupted a robbery at a North Philadelphia GameStop in 2015. The department hailed him a hero for his bravery. The mural there was dedicated in 2017. The FOP is now offering a $10,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest in this case. FOP President John McNesby expressed outrage in a statement saying in part, quote, "I'm saddened and angered that vandals would deface the mural of one of our beloved heroes, Sergeant Robert Wilson III."